We'll start again. Thank you, Dragon. 8 o'clock on the 25th of April, Friday night. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, if you're watching live or if you're watching later, we have a Discord, Scuffed Epoch Official, formerly 5 Below 5. You'll find our content all over the place. I'm generally known for my workflows and my model trains, but also for just sharing what's going on. So let's just check we got a mic now. If you could just let me know, guys, that'd be great. I think we had the mic muted. I must have pushed the button and nothing happened. Anyway, we're back. So, what are we doing? Continuation on the Real-ESRGAN. Now, the thing about this Real-ESRGAN trainer that we've got here is it supports resume. So I've got my 70,000, look, we're at 72.6. So it's going to take a while to get to the next major thing, right? So I'm going to stop it now. Wait, it's about halfway. Do you know what? Let's let it keep running because we've got loads of different things to get on with tonight. So somebody was showing me ChatGPT's really good with text, so we had a few ideas to improve our text node and a couple of other things. Now, right now, this is running, and you think, oh no, you can't, you got to stop it. No, we'll just open another one. It's okay, we'll put him over there, and we'll start with the new one. All right, so I already have a new story which we're going to look at in Writer's Room, so Writer's Club even, so we're going to get there. But for now, we need to go into other DJZ nodes, because I've got a bunch of new nodes that we need to make, and we can do most of the legwork before we even need to open Comfy. So hopefully I'll make it to iteration 75,000 around the same time. Right. So let's open folder. We're going to go deep dive into my special SSD, which is just for Comfy. And we want to go into my nodes. All right. Excuse me. And we're going to be adding a whole bunch of new nodes tonight. So first one is first. Let's just get the code. I've put it all in the Discord. I have my admin channel which I keep notes in. So let's see what we got. We got a bunch of new things to look at, in fact. One of them's going to need a little bit of a jiggery pokerage, but the rest of them should be good. We also have the Real-ESRGAN eval to look at. I've got a new workflow that compares crops 1-to-1. Okay. Tiling mask node, yep. And tiling mask node, yep. Okay. And then we also need to just grab, before I do anything, let's just improve the node we already have that's solid, right? I think it was called video text. There we go, video text. So, for video text v2, we're going to add two new properties. One, rotation, so you can rotate your text layer. And two, vertical text. Now I'm hoping that I can just get away with it by simply asking for it, because it should be a simple concept. That's what you would hope, right? Okay. So if I go to video text, get into Klein, and we're going to give him a simple prompt that you've all seen before, which will be, we can create a new Comfy UI custom node named video text v2.py, which will be based directly on video text.py. Oh, I could just link it at videotext.py with two new additions. Text rotation in degrees from 0 to 359. Because 0 is the same as 360. Okay. Oh wait, and we better do a range actually. In degrees, using negative values for anti-clockwise and positive values for clockwise rotation. Anti-clockwise rotation. Positive values for, yeah. Using a range. I mean, I could use 60. Everyone's gonna want like 0 to 1 as a float. You could use an integer from 0 to 360 with also minus 360. or we could do it in minutes, you know, so it's like 0 to 60 one way, 0 to 60 the other way. I don't know. I'll just go with degrees. Figure it out with a float probably. And then vertical text alignment, where letters are placed on above and below. Well, are placed vertically from top to bottom. No other changes should be made to ensure compatibility with. Alright, let's give it a blast. Which Claude model do I use? I use 3.7 Sonnet Thinking, and I use 2024 budget on the tokens. That's all I'm doing. As recommended after many hard fought hours on this show. Right. Look at him go. So let me see, what have we got here? We've got new input parameters. I'll add these parameters to input types. Text rotation, vertical text, on, off. Wow. I think this one might be the easy win tonight. We'll see. Because the thing is, the other stuff I want to do is a little bit more involved. How are we doing on the ESRGAN training? We're up to 72,900, so still some ways to go. Oh, yeah, 72,900, yeah. It reckons it's going to take another 9 hours. So this model will be ready for testing tomorrow, because honestly, I've never actually trained an ESRGAN before. I've used them a lot and evaluated them, and you know, but I've never trained my own. So the results, initial results, look really nice. I've got comparisons at 1-to-1 crop showing that my trees, for one thing, look really nice. I'm not comparing with fine tunes. I'm only comparing with the base model because it's like my training. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Having a bit of a storm over here, so if the power goes out, I do apologise. But the lights are all right at the minute. We're holding. Like I say, 10 past 8, and we're already piling into some development. So yeah, the idea is this video text V2, you know, vertical text is pretty good. And also we're going to do a little workflow later which is going to show that off as well. So we're going to be using Batch Thief. We use Batch Thief with advanced text overlay nodes, and we'll be able to do flashing text, animated text, all that kind of stuff. It's just a question of how much you want to, you know, like what I do is I build it out, and if it gets too complicated, I devise a custom node to automate that bit. But sometimes it's like very experimental what we're doing. Oh wait, look at that, he's added it for me. Wow, I didn't even ask. Isn't that nice of him, hey? See, he's added in the init pie for me without me even asking. See, normally you have to do a separate step to get that bit. He just did it for free. That's cool. So for 38 cents we get our new and improved video text V2, which now supports text rotation and vertical text alignment. So that's going to be interesting to see if it works. It might be broken, you never really know. We've been getting some good seeds lately, so hello Kirk, welcome. Dragon says he can't find the token limiter thingy. Right, so you click in when you're in Klein, you click on the model at the bottom of the screen. So one, you want to click down here, Okay. So we click on that. And then number 2, you want to have 3.7 sonnet thinking. And if you've got, I guess maybe you haven't got up to, I don't know. I mean, I think it automatically updates, but you'd say enable extended thinking. Yes. And then finally, the slider. Now, I used to use 1024, but I went up to 2024 because I got better results. I did try going higher, but it didn't make any difference. So I figure, for what I do, I don't know what you're doing, see, I think it varies per use case, but for what I'm doing, generally, this is a really good, just bog standard setting for planning and acting. Works great. We do it all live, so you've seen it. So I hope that explains that for you. Sometimes it's a little bit hidden away. So anyway, click up here and it should go away. There we go, it's gone. So we've got our new node, which is nice. We can't test it yet because we're still only at 73,100. I'm going to let it keep going until 75,000 when it will give me a checkpoint, and then I'm comfortable to cancel and resume it. Okay. It's pretty cool actually. If you have a look at this, I got so many checkpoints to try out, guys. It's going to be so much fun. Anyway, initial results look good. So, but that was at 60,000. So I'd like to be able to test it at 75 because that's like 3/4 trained, and I don't really know where the sweet spot is. Ah, you never clicked that extended thinking checkbox. Yes, the magic of the enable. Yeah, exactly. It's weird because you've got to say, I want the thinking model, and then I also want to turn it on, and then I also have to, you know, it's like quite funny how it's like, but whatever, I'll take it. It works great. They also do some kind of efficiency thing with this, so they're culling. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it, but I'm sure they're culling to stop it from going over. If you ever see it go over 150, bin it and just start a new convo, because I find 140 to 160 is where he starts to get ropey. Sometimes you'll notice it'll go up high and then drop, and that's what I'm talking about. It's got some kind of culling thing that makes it cheaper. I'm not exactly sure. It could just be the window moving. I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to the new nodes, because like I said, I got some new nodes. Conceptual nodes. An old problem resurfaced. An old problem resurfaced. So let's see if I can find this damn thing. Ah, here we go. Right. So this is where I actually have been putting my eval set. So yeah, we're gonna wait. So let's just duplicate this tab, like we don't have enough, you know. I'm just gonna go back to comfy. Yeah, I've got to go into the DJZ nodes folder because I need to drop some stuff in here from downloads, right? So, okay, so here we have improved tiling mask node and tiling mask node. So these are going to need a bit of work. This is like a concept, okay? I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm just having a bit of fun, right? Here, no, there, yes. Okay, so drop them in at your own risk. Now we can get back over here to normality. So let's close this. Get the files up, please. Okay. So we've got some new nodes in here. So here's one of them. That's a crap name. Improved tiling mask generator. It's a terrible name. I'm gonna have to rename it. At the risk of breaking it, I'm gonna call it DJZ Tiling V2. Yes. Copy the file name. Where'd it go? Here we go. And then we're going to change that, like I said, at the risk of breaking everything. Hopefully I'll get away with it. Hang on, I'm going to change it down here. So it's that is that, and then that is that. Okay. Now, again, I don't even know if this works yet. Let's see if I can find the other one now. DJZ tiling. I need to find the other one. It might not have been lit up. Aha! Right, let's give that one a similar name. And oh, yeah, that is correct actually. Just yeah. I've had some ideas. So the idea is 2 new nodes, and they're not what you think they are. In a way, they might be a little bit silly, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. GGZ time. Sorry. This is just a theory. I'm like decided to run with. Let's see if I can. In it. Oh. Someone trying to contact me. Yup. Okay. And I just need to type V2 at the end of all these. Got a little DJZ somehow. Got a little one. He was sitting down. So 5 V2 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 done. So that's now ready. What are we on for? Iterations. It's like a race against time. 73 400. I got 12 minutes, and then we can launch. Okay, so that would be that. Now, was another... I think there might have been another thing I was working on. I'm just trying to remember. Another word. Thinking about it. Well, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to open the third VS Code. Put that one over here as well. And we're going to make an entirely new folder. And this one will be in tools. Where's my tools? Tools. Sharona. Now what's Sharona? I remember I told you all yesterday. Boom. Sharona is ready. So she's done. We had the plan, Sharona plan. And I want to talk to you about this because this is kind of like part of the writer's stuff tonight. We've got a new method for getting everything designed. I'm calling it the interview. Okay. So I showed an example of what I did on the Discord. So let's just go over there real quick. A Writers Club. Okay, so what we've got here. Boy, you quiet. Okay. Wait, is that plane mode? Whoops, I hit the wrong button. That's the one I wanted. Right. So, airplane will work too. Okay, so let's go up. Right, this is an example. So instead of what we do, we'd start off with a conversation, jumbled thoughts, concepts, how I want the world to be, what I think the characters are, what their names might be, defining basics. Okay. And then instead of just saying, well, you do write all of this to a document for me. So he'll make it, he's like writing down all your ideas, putting them into a file, yeah? And then what you say is you say, okay, now ask me 20 questions about my world, right? And he'll ask you 20 questions about your world. and then you say, okay, now, and then you answer them and give them back, and you tell him to use the answers to update the document. So then you can build out the law book over many, right? Yeah, you can build it up over many, and then basically what will happen is it'll fit it out. So when I got to the end, I said, here's 2 concept art pictures of the character. Ask me questions about the pictures and we can help reinforce. So we're reinforcing. So it's like 20 questions each time, okay? So as you can see here, these are the questions that were asked and these are the answers that I gave. Here's more questions, more answers, more questions, more answers, more questions, more answers. And then finally the image. So I say Sharona with spear, Sharona riding zebra. And then you can see questions, answers. All of that goes into the plan. Okay? And then we're going to have a look at the prompt thread from the top. So if you look here, it's on the other computer. It's on the other computer. Okay, so we can't do that. Damn it. I bet I didn't even save all the prompts from the Congo this time either. Okay, so we'll get back to that. There's no easy way for me to do that. Do you know what? Mental note. Way to jack the laptop into the stream. I bet it's just plugged the right cable into the... Ah. The Elgato has... I could just hot swap it. I've got cable. Again, I should not do this sort of stuff live. Way to connect laptop, because then I could just click a button and be like, hey, look at this. I'm gonna end up having to buy another catch box, aren't I? Anyway, it's fine. Right, so let's get back to it. So obviously we end up with this beautiful law document which is all about everything, and like I said, I've been able to then curate and plan out every act of the book. So it's not just going backwards and just best guessing. It actually gives you control, and obviously the more you add here, the more detail you have. But I would say if you get too verbose, it will eventually start cutting some of this off. What I like to do as a little test is I try to look at what's said last and see if it actually made it in. And what sometimes I find is that it'll get like, it won't have done it all. It will have skipped some stuff. So it's something to keep an eye on, but it's generally good at following the main story framework that you lay out, the beats, the plot points. And like I said, you've customized the character, the look, the expressions, whether they talk. Anyway, I'm not going to get too much into this particular project. I'm just going to say, like, this one was also, you know, built, but it was done in a slightly more controlled way than usual. So there's a lot more influence on the generation once we get started. So this plan was used to build the narrative bucket. So obviously the narrative bucket, you've seen them before if you've been on the show. Hello, Fernicar, Battlecruiser operational. Welcome, welcome. If you see here, characters, ecosystem, environmental challenges, environmental dangers. We're using the ghostwriting style from Douglas Adams, Terry Pratchett, Kenny Everett this time. So it'll be interesting because I'm not looking for magic, but maybe I'll get it for free. Holographic Tutor is there for doing reviews at the end. Narrative Spittoon gives my agent framework programming there, so you can customize that too. This was the original page 5 that was written based on just the plan, and then when we've got the bucket done with the world, the speech styles, the characters, the glossary, so we've got terminology for everything in the, like all the meta is all in here. So then we do a second pass on the last page, and what that does is it gives us an even more rich final page so that we can then do the story, which we've done. And I'm happy to say it does follow the instructions. It does what I wanted it to do on every page, and it's all rich in this world that I've imagined and documented in this sort of format, right? Okay. So as you can see, this is the plan for the first book. All right, and it sets up some things for the second book. All right, it's also optimized for comic style. So this is done in conjunction with a brand new style model, right? And it's intended so that we can use the information in this story to drive the artwork, which will be the illustration of the story. But the funny thing is, we used the concept art to drive the story. Okay, so let's just jump over to... what's it doing over there? Let's just jump over here now and go over to Civet, and we can see that the Sharona V1 style is already trained. Okay, so this is a style model, not a character model. So the aim now is to give really good data or open pose, right, to now create solid images for the character model. Right, that's the next goal there. So let's just take a look. How are we looking? 73,800. We've got about 6 minutes left. Now I believe I've already put this Laura in place, so let me just double check that. Let's see. My Wipeout tribute playing in the background now. Okay. Yeah, Sharona style is in there already, but I don't think I've got the caption list right now. I think that is going to be missing, so let's just go back again. Check. I suppose what I could do is just drop this. I could just drop the data. No, because that's not going to be the same thing. Like if I drop the data set as an image prompt model, I mean, that would actually be the most legit way to do it. Just thinking about it. Normally we do text to image first. Yeah, we got to check what it actually looks like. So I'm gonna need just prompts. I suppose I could just take them from the image prompt model and just not hook up the image though. Yeah, we'll just do that. So I think I might have already done this. Let me double check. Yeah, I already did this. But did I do... Yeah, I already did this. Alright, cool. Okay, so we're pretty much ready to go on that side of things. 73,900, 3 minutes. Okay, so coming back over to this Sharona, Huntress of the Forgotten Earth, right? What we're going to do is we're going to set up a custom Uno. So, what's this? We already did this. We could probably make this better too, but it's too distracting right now. Okay, new project. We're going to do Uno Sharona Book 1. Okay. Song sounds like you have 20 seconds to comply. Nice one. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to do like, you know, that era techno, propeller heads. Yeah. I got close. You don't want to copy them, but inspired by. I think it does well. Anyway, we're going to need the code for it, aren't we? So where are we going to get it from? Oh, Mushroom Fleet GitHub, and we're going to go to the LLM base prompts. Or, in fact, Narrative Spittoon Inversion has it in the prompt section, because that's what it's all to do with the same thing. There's uno.md down the bottom. We're going to copy the whole file and just paste it in there. Now, if you have an LLM, use this as your project instructions. It's the programming for the agent, right? And then you just say use Uno to whatever, right? I'm going to be using extended thinking, okay? And we're going to be doing page by page our book. Each chapter will get Uno'd. Now, what does Uno do? Most of you know what it is, but you can look it up and read the thing if you want. I'm gonna brush over that, right? I did not know that Propeller Heads was in the Half-Life BGM before the Matrix. I didn't know that, but I played Half-Life when it came out. It was a big game. Crowbar rules. So, Uno reverse. Ooh, wait a minute. Is this the reverse? I think it's just the label. Yeah, this isn't the reverse. If it was reverse, it'd be doing it backwards, and it's not, so it's fine. I believe that stuff's at the bottom. Right. But this isn't actually everything. What we really need to do is we need to customize Uno, because we found that that is beneficial. So we're going to put all of the narrative bucket into Claudage, because he can juggle all that. Just group select the whole thing. It's less than 100 kilobytes. I'm not going to put the last page in though. I think everything else can go in though. I'm just double checking. Wait a minute. Sharona plan in there. I'm gonna have to make sure that one's in there. Okay, well anyway, let's just drop it in. Yeah, we have to put Sharona plan in there as well, because that's like the equivalent of the old law book. It's just, this is a very character-centric theme. So, you know. Right, so we've got 300 lines there. See, it's quite slim. It's quite slim. She speaks in like 1 or 2 words. There's no one else. It's like, yeah, it's a different type of story. But I think it will translate well to a graphic novel format or a comic. Unlike a lot of the other stuff where it's just like words. The problem I had when I was making comic inversion is that the speech would take up a lot, because some of the people, they talk a lot and there's a lot of speech, and it's like, you know, you could make multiple images where they say something, you know, spread it out, but still it's a lot. So I thought we'd go back to basics and make something custom from the ground up with this in mind, and that's what we've tried to do. Okay, so I'm going to say, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to steal the prompt, because it's a universal prompt and it's the same one in every time. So if I go into the final book of Tower Raiders and just grab this, we can make a new one by duplicate. So obviously that is actually going to be not Tower, but Sharona. Okay, because that is in here. And then instead of Tower Lawbook, it's just Sharona plan. Oh, Sharon. There it is. In particular, the ghostwriting style. We're going to take that part off, because I'm not trying to make a big deal of that this time. I just want it to kind of be there. So we've got extended thinking on. We said think deeply about enhancing a single chapter. So what we're going to do now is just copy this, and I'm going to add it to the plan section. No, not there. Here, right. So this would be Uno custom .text. There it is. Okay. So that's now custom for what we're doing. I'm just going to double check that those file names are accurate. It's actually dashes, not underscores, so I'll have to change that. And Sharona dash plan is correct. You've got to be careful. Sometimes sometimes he'll fix stuff for you like that. If you get it wrong, he'll just be like, you meant this file, didn't you? And then other times he'll be like, I couldn't find it, so I just made it all up. Just went fully off the rails. And we don't want that. Okay, we're not using that. Okay, so we need this open, and what I like to do is just make a new folder, not there. A new folder, and I call it story-uno, and then obviously inside we're going to put page 0.text, which will be empty, and then we go back over here. Now we've got a copies. This will go in every time we do a chapter. They're called pages, but that's just for the sake of understanding a simple concept without letting it get carried away. A page doesn't really have a length, if you think about it, because how big is the text? Anyway, So now what we're going to do is we're going to gradually feed it the pages, just like we would to any machine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do page 1. Send it. Okay, and while it's sending it, let's check on our upscale job. Upscale fine tuner. How are we looking? Oh, wait. Okay, how is it not? Oh, I read it wrong. It's 74,000, so we've got a little bit more baking to do. So it's probably going to be like another 12 minutes. Ah, so much for the ticking clock. It's still ticking, I just read it wrong. Okay, so here we go, look. It's doing the thing. Okay. Spoilers! So yeah, I think it would make, I think the format is going to work well, you know. I think the format's going to work well, it's going to be fun. Now, you can set up multiple tabs and just have it all ready to rock. But I'm going to just go one page at a time. Pardon me. So the UNO operator is a unified narrative operator. I'm sure you all know what it is by now, but in case, for your benefit, you never heard of it, it'll do a whole bunch of stuff. It essentially upscales your narrative with contextual awareness and masking. So what's going to happen is the speech is going to be untouched, and the events that took place will not be changed. But it may inject additional information about the location, characters, various different things. It may even develop parts of the plot which were undeveloped. It will also remove repetition and awkward language throughout. So these are the sorts of things it does. It's quite subtle. That's why it is a true upscaler. Okay. Speaking of upscalers, we're at 74,300. Takes about 3 minutes to do 100. We've got 700 left. So that's, see, I still can't do math. But yeah. Oh, this one's done, is it? Yeah. So when it's done, what I do is I just copy the end there, jump into here and pasted it. Alt-Z for wrapping. Okay, and then again, we're just going to make a page 1.text. Oh man, he's in the wrong folder, isn't he? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Page 1.text. There we go. Alright, cool. So now we've got the next one ready. We'll grab this. It's universal for the story, so it's going to be the same one every time. So we just click on the name of the project, paste the thing, put the extended thinking on, Alt-Tab back into the folder with the pages, and send it. Alright. And we repeat this process until you finish the book. Obviously, if you hit your daily limits, go to sleep and finish it tomorrow. It's still going to be quicker than you could do it. Sometimes you just have to sort of go, yup, okay. Like your bit is the edit. That's the bit that really took the time. Anyone can bash out a story, but it probably doesn't make sense until, you know, you've at least read through it and been like, wait a minute, what? Hang on. And sometimes you might hit a big snag, right? Okay, so the big difference with Sharona compared to other books in the narrative inversion series is that they were actually written with a full skeleton of a plan. It wasn't just project it back with a template. So a lot more work went into it, but it's also a much simpler story. It just follows the migration of a woman as the winter is coming, I guess, and she's just going south. That's it. And it's like a prehistoric type, Bronze Age type setting. But it's not in the past, because I had to mix it up. It's got to be sci-fi somehow, right? But you won't. You will. Hopefully, my intention is that it's not obvious that it's sci-fi. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Strapping. See, the technology is confusing because it's Bronze Age, but every now and then there'll be like an item which they have that they shouldn't have, but it's not something important. It'll be like a relic of the modern age, you see, which is basically the same thing to them because they're all uneducated, illiterate, right? So they're just hunters. Hunters on the edge of the next ice age in about 10,000 years. It's, you know, it's not a secret. I like to play around with these sorts of things. She rides a zebra because it looks cool. You know, no other reason. It looks cool. The colours clash nice, you know. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be mentioning anything. He asked me loads of questions as well. I guess it's a bit like Zero Dawn, but there's no technology. Literally nothing. Nothing. Like, the pyramids probably still exist, but they're, like, completely ruined by the weather. So it's just a pile of rubble at that point, you know? It's like, no one would even know. Like, and everything that was made in the modern age would have rusted and dusted by 10,000 years. You know, look at, what is it, Göbekli Tepe? You know, it's enough time for everything in the world to have basically been either buried or crumbled to dust. There's, like, very, very little left. Yeah, it's just talking about survival stuff. The concept was female Mowgli in Conan, but it's not the past, it's the future, but it looks the same. It is basically the same, you know what I mean? It's the prehistoric aesthetic in a lost future, you know? I thought Zero Dawn was quite creative, though, from a story writing point of view. I think it kind of went off the rails a little bit when they started involving all the aliens and stuff. I think it kind of went a bit nuts. But it's a video game. It's fine. It's a video game. I think it's Zero Dawn 2. I think they introduced some kind of, like, godlike people that float about and do stuff. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I might be confusing it with a completely different game. Video games. Anyway. So, I mean, looking at the page, because, subtle planetary shift, imperceptible within a single human lifetime. Okay, so it gives a little bit of sciencey stuff to the reader about the world and the challenges and the there's a little bit of expositionary stuff about climate change in here. But it's purely the time. Like, apparently, if we're where we are, in 10,000 years, they'll be closer to the next ice age than we are now. Facts. That's all. I'm not making any kind of statement about the world now. I'm trying to put it in such a far future that anything I say has no bearing on the modern world, right? Like, I deliberately was like, I want to set this so far in the future that anything I do in it just has no bearing. There's just no... Because I don't want to make a statement from modernity, if that makes sense. I want to play around with the story. Anyway, whatever. The point is, it's made to be simple and convert well to illustration and comics. That was the idea. So keep it simple. Just introduce the character hunting in her world. That's what she does. She's a survivalist hunter. That's it. And then we work on the concept art. 74,600. Looks like it's actually taking about... it's not really consistent. Oh no, it is. It's about 3 minutes. It's about 3 minutes each time, so it's pretty good. Okay, cool. Let it cook. 9 more minutes. Yeah, it wouldn't be cool if there were no aliens. Wait, wouldn't. I'm not sure. You guys are talking about Zero Dawn. But yeah. Sometimes you don't need to elaborate. Sometimes showing is enough. You don't need to, like, give it super deep lore. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, we've finished. And the interesting thing about this is it's giving us a panel description at the end. that it keeps doing this because it was part of the final page, so it's mimicked the style. So we're getting this extra thing at the end. So elevated view looking down on the flash flood as it transforms the valley. So do you know what I think this is? I think this is a final panel prompt for the chapter, which is actually a really nice touch, because once we've got the character model and everything, it'd be really easy to put something like this, some kind of scene in vertical, and then use that as the final page of the chapter. I don't know. The problem is when you go to print, you got to be black and white inside and full color cover, and you can get like some color insert pages, but they tend to be in the middle, not like throughout the whole book. And they might just turn around and say, well, if you want full color, it's full color for every page, even if you don't use the color on a lot, you know. So it's just a little thing to keep in mind when you're looking at how much it's actually going to cost, because that's the sort of stuff they care about, is how, you know, are you using color, how many pages, what size, you know, it's all about ink to them, really. Ink and paper. So this is pretty cool. We could make this scene out of a composite, you know, like get the zebra separate, get the person separate, put her on in a position, and then place her in the scene, and then you could have all these different in-painted features, upscale it. Okay. 74,700. Hasn't moved yet. See, I'm like on the edge of my seat. Come on. It's almost coffee time. Not yet though. See, we have managed to get a lot done in the time, even though I've been like waiting on this Real-ESRGAN model to finish. Okay. Well, this chapter's done, so we're going to copy this one and repeat the process. Save that, put it on wrap. Click on the folder, make a new one. It's going to be page2.txt. It's going to be empty. And then we're going to take the custom prompt there. And click on the name of the project. Start a new chat. Make sure the enhanced extended thinking. And then we're going to chuck the next page in. And like I said, once we've done all of these, it's pretty much ready to go into the editing phase, because you can edit it in Scribus or InDesign or whatever it is you're using. You could use Google Docs, to be honest. It's just going to be a bit awkward to make it nice. So you can do it there. It's just a bit clunky by comparison because you lack a few of the features that you typically want. Right. Nice. So it looks like she's going to come up against a tiger in chapter 3. So, you know what I mean? It's a much more grounded tale. It's not trying to be... Do you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to, like, make a superhero or a secret agent. It's just a girl surviving in a Bronze Age. That was the brief. Bronze Age girl. 74,800. And that was 2 minutes ago, so we are closing in on time. It's all lining up. Close that. So yeah, generally you can just walk away. If you see untitled turn into a name, you know it's finished. You don't need to sit there and watch it and go do something else. So we're going to have to check out, we're going to have to start up Comfy and check the new nodes, see if they work. Oh, that's a point. I need to create a new folder. What's the name of that folder? Image masking. No. What's the name of that folder? Oh my god. Where is it? Wait, What? Wait a minute. Huh? Okay, I'm confused because it's supposed to like load masks from a folder, but I think that he just made the masks with code. I'm like, okay. What about the first one? Does the first one look to a folder for it? Yes, it does. And it creates them if they don't exist. Right, okay, I don't need to do anything. The end. Oh, it's finished. Right, cool. Scroll down. No spoilers. No spoilers. You know, it's funny. I was listening to the radio the other day, and somebody was a writer. She says, "Oh, I wrote a book. It took me 8 months to write a book, and that somebody stole the proof and published it and sold it." And I was like, "Well, that's just blatant theft." You know what I mean? But you know what she did? She quit writing. And I thought, damn, dude. I mean, you know, it's your choice what you do, right? And I get it. That must have been rather upsetting to have 8 months of your work stolen. You know what I mean? That's a horrible thing. Very illegal. So it does make you wonder. Oops, not that one. It does make you wonder, you know, what the hell are the details here? But my reaction wouldn't be to stop writing. I'm not criticizing at all, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's sort of like, wouldn't that would motivate me. That would motivate me to write a new book that was even better, and then I'd just be like super secretive about it. Or, here's the other thing, build your own platform and publish it in pieces as a serial to get people, you know, get people interested, and then maybe you'll sell books that way. But I think it's like big scale publishing deals. That's what they're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Where you like sell 50 Shades of Grey to the Chinese market or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not really the same as I wrote a book and it sold well on Amazon to people that are fans of my work. I think it's more like it was in the bestseller section, so everyone bought it. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to take away. That's just the industry, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you get featured in, you're going to sell the book. The book's going to sell. It's kind of a strange thing, but there it is. I think it's one of those situations where it doesn't make sense until your book's on sale and then you're not complaining. I don't know. It's kind of like if the shoe's on the other foot, suddenly you think differently, you know? And it's like, cut them a break. Okay. Ooh, what? This is new. It's drafting artifact now. I've not seen it do that before. Normally he just gets in straight into it. Am I cooked? Oh. Page 3. Let's do the thing, as we're nearly done. Perfect. Page 3. So page 4. Page 4. Page 5. Now I could have done. Ooh. Bit confused, aren't you? Oh, it's actually the same tab somehow. What? What? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same conversation. Thanks, Claude. Okay, all right, I get it. He doesn't like it. All right, fine. Just 4. Still writing 3. I wasn't going to start it. I was just, you know, overlapping time to save time, right? Dragon says it's because you're paying for the plates. They're not going to add or remove plates by page. Exactly. Yeah, he's talking about lithographic and not. Yeah, understood. Yep, It's true. You obviously have to pay what you pay for, and there's options, and that's what you have to conform to. It's not really up to you. If you want something weird, you just have to have colour for every page. It's not a big deal to get around. But obviously the cost price is affected. Now, see, that's the thing. Sometimes I think that people say, oh, as an artist, you shouldn't be charging money or all this sort of stuff. You know, you shouldn't try to charge more money. I was like, but hang on a minute. If I want to put out good quality work, then I have to charge more because it costs me more. So even if I wasn't making a profit on it, it's going to be expensive, mate. You know? Otherwise, what is it? Arts and crafts. It's fine, but it's not the same thing, is it? Don't know. Anyway, how's page 3 coming on? It's done. So we're going to copy that. Paste it in there. And give page 4 a go. And while page 4 is running, we'll start another one. That's what we wanted to do there. Copy that. Page 4. Extend. Page 5. Done. And like I said, this isn't just extending, it's doing a whole bunch of other stuff, but I won't go on about it. I've probably done 30 hours on it. Let's see. Dragon says, I am 400 years old, and in one of my varied roles I used to run operations for a large print media company. I had printers the size of 3 buses lined up. Many an arm losing opportunity. That's a pretty big printer. You mean like the machines that they used to make the Daily Planet on in Christopher Reeve's Superman? Those ones. The winter storm. Oh, she felt the cold in her bones. Oh, the zebra doesn't like the cold either. Looking good so far. Do you know what? We'll probably actually be starting page 5 before I go for coffee. It's looking good. It's looking good. And then we can move into the second part and get the comfy stuff done. Because like I said, it's mostly a continuation of what we were doing yesterday, with a couple of extra bits and pieces. But I can't start comfy until... Isn't it funny, it all happens at the same time. 75,000, yep, we're at 75,300. Right, stop. Just Control C. Let me show you. Just Control C on the Real-ESRGAN trainer is fine. You can just go in and press train.bat to restart it when you're ready. It's fine, it will resume. I don't know if you lose some progress, but here is our new model anyway, so it doesn't matter. We've got our checkpoint at 75,000, that's what I wanted. So how about we get out of here for a second and go back to machines. I think my machines have the virtual size of several buses, but a lot less maintenance and storage costs. Upscale models, here we go. Right, so we just drop that in, give it a name. I'm calling eval set. So that's my 4K professional, you know, broadcast grade photographic set. All right. And that's at 75,000. It's going to go to 100,000 because I want to know that it's worth going to 100,000. Like if I find out that with this setup it actually starts to get worse from 70 on, then obviously I'll just be saying to people, right, just take it to 70k and see, because it might be that it breaks down. I know that the GANs can break down if you overtrain them, so it's not necessarily like you have to go to 100k. I don't know, maybe you do. Like I said, I like to prove it myself by actually doing it, because you can. So right, so we've killed this, which means We can start. Comfy like. Right, so I've got that in place, so let's just go up, up. Get comfy. And while that's firing up, we can do a little thing that we like to call coffee time. Welcome. Still here, huh? Okay. I'm back. Let's move this over a little bit because it's way in the wrong place. So then, page 4. How are we looking on page 4? There it is. Page 4, page 4. Take it. Done. Page 5, ready to go. Off it goes. Forget about that for a while. Okay, so we're nearly done. Last page. Cool. Right. Hey, Full Dive. How you doing, my friend? Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we're going to be doing something special with this one. Now, obviously, I don't want to use that. Let's use the glitched one. 3.2, 4.07. I'm going to go with that. That's all it is. Upscaler back on. Now there'll be a little bit of a difference with this one, because at the moment we're putting the text on for the length of the animation, which is 31 frames. Okay? So instead of doing the cathode ray effect and upscaling it like this, well, no. Let's take a step back, shall we? Come on. There we go. Take a step back. So I'm trying to make sense of this because this... here we go. So we loaded the single image. This is where we should be. We're on text engine video. Okay. All right. Yes, I know her leg teleports to the other side. Brilliant. Now, so we got 16 frames for this one. Because... is this saving in 16? No, it's saving in 30. Alright, so yeah, we'll put that, fix it to 30. It'll make sense in a minute. Don't worry about it. Now, instead of just applying the text to the whole video, right, we can use batch thief. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this line to show you what I mean. What the heck? Oh, it's pinned. So when you when it goes to the exact same place. Oh my God, it's still doing it. Hang on, let's just get the nodes. Are they all pinned or something? What's going on? It's just pasting them on top of themselves. How many have we got? So stupid. I mean... Okay, sometimes this gets me. Okay, so I've got to do that, and then what? Move them all? They're all going to move, aren't they? Oh, it's so stupid. Right, I just got to do it myself, alright? Sometimes they're not pinned, okay? But for some reason, I'm getting scammed, so we'll work out why later. I just want to show you what I want to show you first. Look at this ridiculousness. They're not pinned. Otherwise, it wouldn't let me move them. Just Comfy's being weird. I find it fun. I find it just fun. It's fun. So we're going to go ahead and... is there any more there? No, it was just the two. I tried to undo it every time it was doing it, but... Okay, so I guess when you copy things, it remembers where they used to be now? Okay. So yeah, file name, prefix... Image, select, preview, image, select, preview, image, select, preview, and image, select, preview. Right, so now what we've got is we've got the core logic from what was going on out there. So how are we going to change it? Well, first thing, let's say I want the text at the they're all at the center, but this is the bottom text, this is the middle text, and they both go behind the subject. Okay, at the moment, the way it's set up, we then get it blending, and it does the final top layer of text. But it's just using the entire sequence for this. Okay, so that's what we're going to change. So let's just make this a little bit bigger. Right. Okay, less squinting. So you will all remember Prompt Thief, which we used to do the, not Prompt Thief, Frame Thief? Why am I forgetting it? Batch Thief, I'm forgetting the name of it all of a sudden. Batch, Thiefy, here we go, Batch Thief. Okay, remember Batch Thief? And then we'll do, I think it was Batch Insert, or is it? Batch range swap. So swap swaps range inserts to create new video. So we'll do swap. So it's a bit funny how it works. Do you know what? Let's just open up this. Do this. So normally you have a video and it has a start and an end. So if I say I want to put text on top, the text is going on the whole video. Okay? So what happens with Batch Thief is Batch Thief says, well, I only want this bit. Okay? He takes it, he does stuff to it, and then he puts it back. That's essentially what it is. Batch Thief takes away, and then the swap puts the frames back. So that means we can have text just there, and then it's gone. Right? Now if we duplicate this, and just... Now we've got flashing text, different color text, different words, right? Different position. Yeah? So you can have like, you know, 1, and then 2, and then 3, but they're not actually on the screen at the same time. Yeah? Because we're teething. Okay. Let's get that last page, shall we? Copy. And copy. What the heck's that? Okay. Let's put it into the book before I get like completely thrown off what I'm doing. Save. Right. That book's now done. It's ready to go into InDesign and be turned into the first draft. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't read it, but when it was generating the initial pages, I watched them go down, and obviously I was like checking off mentally the different things. And it's as far as I can, you know, so maybe it's a little basic compared to the other stories I've done, but I'm trying to be basic so that it'll convert well to a visual format. Because like I said, if you have all this detail and all this exposition and stuff, it's just hard to make that translate. So I'm trying to deliberately make a watered down format so that it will apply to illustration based, you know. Anyway, let's get rid of this for now, because this is actually done. Yeah, okay. So just in case you're getting into narrative inversion and you want to know more about what you do after you've done this upscale business, I typically zip this up, call it like book 1 Uno, right? And then I'll come back in here. I'll actually delete the pages out of the project, and I'll come back to these ones, because this does add extra information, but it's not like information that would change a summary. So it's cheaper to do a summary on the short version, right? And then use that supplement, is what I call it. So at the end of each book, we summarize the pages into supplement 1, which then goes into the project files, and we can actually have, I've got a prompt which will evolve these, so the characters, the world, any major changes will be updated. So then when you come to write book 2, you're not just starting from the same, you know, you're not just starting from the same point every time. It actually has continuity, because consistency and coherency, that's one thing, but continuity is also very important. So that's how we track that kind of thing. And that was something that was developed over those 9 books we did. Hey, this is the 10th book I've done in a week. We did it, guys. I've just realized we've just finished the 10th book in 7 days. Isn't that cool? I think I'm going to take a break from writing loads and loads of books now, though, and like try to actually turn all of that writing into various, we're going to spin it off into various other things and then make workflows for that kind of stuff, do tutorials. So it's not like, hey guys, latest model. It'll be, you've got a book you wrote, let's make it ready for print, or, you know, I want to do more stuff like that, or let's write a sequel, or let's do an art book, or how about you try this agent that'll turn it into a comic book for you, you know, that kind of thing. I think that's much more interesting to me at this point. Obviously there will be tutorials, like, I'm not going to stop doing that. I just want to have like a little bit more of a new focus for the summer, see how it works out. Alright, you know me, guys, I meander around all over the place, that's what I do. So yeah, this one's done, take that out. This is done, take that out. So yeah, we had to go back a step, I think. We went back to like, not here, not here, here. Right, so I've explained how the batch thief range swap thing works, but what does that mean in practice? Because obviously, here's the swap, right? So we're going to need a swap, right? So I want to do a thief for each character at different points. So let's say I want them to be on the screen for, it's 30 frames, right? So it's going to go blink, blink, blink. It's going to be quite fast because we only have this many. But I'm going to slow it down with interpolation. So whatever it is, it'll be double. So I'm thinking we start at 4, finish at 8. So 6 frames. In fact, I think we might go from 1. No, let's do it with 6 frames. So 4 to 8. And then obviously this one, we're going to come back, I don't know, like 28 to 22. And then we want one in the middle, which is probably like, I don't know, 12 to 18. So then they should be roughly spaced out like a 4. That it goes 4, 8, 4, 8, 4, 8, 4. If it was 32, it's only 31, but that's the best I can do off the top of my head. And in fact, ignore that. It should be here 12, 18. Okay, so 4 on, 6. Sorry, 4 off, 6 on is what we've just done. So what I'll do is I'll put a batch thief above every video text, like that. And then we need the swap to keep the flow going. So here we have target sequence. I'm going to make a reroute here real quick. And we'll drag that in there. Right. So that's going to go into that. And then that into that. So we have like an in and an out for this system. So we go like that, and then we're going to get the range swap. Now the range swap is going to take the original sequence and then the swapped frames. Now this number has to match this number, but you can do clip space copy. Okay. So that's what you're looking at basically. It's like, it's literally stealing 6 frames and putting text on them and then swapping them into the main thing. And then we can repeat, so we'll go like this. So this always goes across the top, like that. Yeah, and then this one has to match. So they come in pairs, right? That is 12 to 18, that's 12 to 18. And you can do all kinds of craziness as well by messing this around. I'm just showing you, like, this is how you keep the flow going, right? So yeah, we'll put that one there, this one goes in, that one goes in there, this one comes out here, that's it. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but just remember, the target sequence is the original sequence, and the swap frames is whatever special effect you're doing. Okay? It's actually really simple to use once you've got your head around that. So we go in there, we go into the here, and then come out and into there, and then finally that is our, that's it, we're done. So let me just sort of move that a little bit. I mean, it's like totally unnecessary really, but yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. Just weirdly spread out because of this. Ah, hang on. It's actually going into there. Wait, no, it's not. So that background image, right, so it's going into there. And then this one is going into both here and here. God, that's a bit more complicated than I'd like it to be. I wonder if I could set it up in a little bit more natural way. You just need to spread it all out a bit. Just not enough room. Because really, if we give it a bit of room to breathe, you really want it to look something more like, well, I mean, you can make it look however you want, you know what I mean? But it's not even really important, guys. I'm not going to OCD your nodes. Okay, I tend to put that lower just because it is a blend, not a... You know what I mean? It's like, well, why then? And we've lost the project name. That's going to throw an error. I wonder if it'll, like, give me a hissy fit. Let's find out. Oh no, it went in. I'm surprised. So let's see. Let's give this one a group. Mostly so I can just turn off the others, because I'm not really... Have I got a bypass? Yeah. I only want this one on. Okay, and then I want to change the words. So right now they're all the same word. Alright, fine, just leave it, it doesn't matter. Let's go. Oh! Oh no, I turned MBG off. Oh no, I turned everything off. Right, put that back on, put that back on. Okay, and then I'm missing a layer mask, which is not good. So, probably should grab that. There we go. Okay, now go. Good. Okay, so it's going to make Our Lady in 768 by 1408. This image came from the dataset that trained the LoRa. And then the video was generated. It died. Where did it die? It died here. My batch swap. So what did it complain about? Let me have a look. That's one of my notes. The expanded size of the tensor must match the existing size at non-singleton 3. So it says 4. Wait a minute. Why is it transparent? Oh. Wait. Huh? What? Remove alpha. If that's... So I guess I gave it some transparencies. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I guess, but... Let's see if it moves to crash further down the line. That's the same error, isn't it? Okay, so... Whoops. Crap. Okay, so maybe it's also transparent here as well. That's a bit weird. If it breaks again, then... Wait, what? It died? Okay, we've got to restart Comfy, guys. That killed it. Stone dead. Don't know why or how, but we don't question it these days. Just restart. No, not even an error log, guys. It really didn't like it. See, the other thing, of course, is I could edit batch range swaps so it supports alpha. Like at the moment, there's probably a weird check that makes sure it's always 3 for the color channels. RGB. So 4 is RGBA. In case you ever run into this one yourself. Right. Come on then, let's kill it. I'm watching. It should break at the next one because, of course, you know, we've only done it for these two. it doing? Okay, it's doing it. It's doing the REM BG. Done. It went through. And of course, actually, you only need to remove it here once. So where's it getting the... what? Wait. But I didn't use this image, did I? Hang on, am I using the wrong freaking... No. We combined the layer image later. And that's fine, it doesn't even complain about it. Ooh. Okay, weird stuff is happening now. So the second one worked, the first one didn't. The first one didn't work. Man, that's a weird error. Alright, how about we just put that there and then delete these. Such a strange thing to come across, this one. Yeah, now it works fine. Do we get all 3 letters? Nope. Only 2. Why are we only getting 2? I probably hooked something up wrong. 4-8, 12-8, center 150, center 0. So yeah, this one's missing. Oh, and you can even see it there as well. Ah, it's in front of her. And that one's behind her. What have I done? So join image with alpha. Yeah. Oh, wait. So that. And then put her back over the top. Ah, I get it. So we're... Oh. And this one's a confusion. I don't see what I've done differently. Image comes in. Does the thing. You even see it makes the image. 4-8, 4-8. Is it just that it's so short and I can't do math? Yeah, but it's that. 2 and 2. Oh yeah, it was just really slow. What? Hang on. Why is it going top? What the? What the? Something strange is happening. Oh! Oh man. What an idiot. Right, okay, I found out what it is. I need to put the thieves up higher so I can actually see what they're... Look. Let's just do it like this so you've got them next to each other, because what I've done is I've not put the clip space on the last one there. Wait, what? Why has it gone to 80 and 128? Some clip space bugs. 26? No, it's 22. 22. Somehow it changed to 80. Alright. Run it again. I think that should be ready to go into the next stage. Yes. Oh, we've gotten some chromatic on the middle. That's actually pretty good, though. It fits the outfit. Do you know what? I might actually put the chromatic on the other one. So where did that come from? Somehow we got chromatic 10. I must have, like, clicked it at some point. I'm not going to do it on the last one though. I think you get the point. So takes any animation, uses REM-BG to pull out the subject, sticks it back on top. Nice, nice, nice. And then we save this and we take it to the next workflow I have in my Armada. Not this one, that's where we made it. Not this one, that's the one we just made. Probably hiding somewhere. Where is it? V50? What the hell? That says V70 on it. Confused. Okay. I've got the upscaling. Ah, here it is. VidGen Companion. There we go. So we upload the latest video. There it is. Water, water, water. And we look at the cathode ray effect, if that's what we want. We then do the rife, which we want, and the upscaling, which we want. And I'm going to do a new experiment tonight, because this is my fast video interlaced upscaler. V2. Hang on. Where'd you put the model in? That's weird. This should have a GAN input. Hang on. I think I must have picked the wrong one. Fast inter. That's what I've already got there. GAN interlaced upscaler V3. That's the one. Forget that for now. Okay, so at the moment we've got this. Okay. So we're going to do a 2x upscale with 2x interpolation. It's going to take place over, I think, 5 batches of 1 of 18. In fact, no, it's not. It's 2 batches. I should have changed it. Should have changed it. Should have turned the batch off. It's only short. Oh well. It'll be fine. And what I'm trying to demo here is that Text Engine can do text animation with 3D with depth effects like this. I know her leg teleports, alright. It's fine. Whoa! There we go. So now we've got moving text. Okay. Water, water, water. Alright. So yeah. Works. So let's get back to that workflow where we built that. And just do an update on this workflow. So this would be the text over time. Yeah. So you don't have to apply it to, basically the previous examples applied it to the entire video, right? And so what we're showing here is you can literally pick exactly which frames get which text applied to. Yeah. That's what I was trying to show you. And then obviously you can do like animation with that. I don't know why it's gone back to the old one. But anyway. And obviously we used WAN 2.1 with a LoRa to make the initial spin. You can also, funnily enough, if we could get, where was it? I think there's another token. I think there's another one which gives us the ability to do, you know, frozen rotation. But I've forgotten what it was. It's probably literally frozen with like F, R0, Z0, you know, but I can't remember. I'd have to look into it. I'm pretty sure that this is the 360 LoRa that I used though, if I type WAN. But then again, there's a chance I did it with LTX. There's a chance I did it with LTX actually. Because LTX would have given us higher resolution for longer seconds. Anyway, let's not get into all of that. But yeah, that's ultimately the bottom line. Flashy text. So the next question is, of course, save the workflow would be a good start. Yeah. Text engine. Let's just call it 85 for now, because we need to immediately make another version. 85, export. Right. We now have testing to do. Because I've got video text v2 out. And I can't see it. F5. Video text v2 is offering rotation and vertical text. I had a conversation with Full Dive today. Not Full Dive, sorry. My bad. Redial. Okay, so where is it? He's probably there in the water going, what? We had a conversation? Yeah, my bad. So here it is. Video text v2. Okay, so it's just as good as the old one, but it has text rotation and a vertical text boolean, so this should be interesting. I don't even know how that's going to work. So let's transfer the text to the text, the font size to the font size, the text code. Wait, it's not. None of them are moving. None of them are moving. What a nightmare. Right, okay, I'm just going to do it myself, I guess. Let's just disconnect that, disconnect that. Is this all wrong anyway? It's all changed. Okay, so put them in there, put them in. Oh, no, even better. Put them in there, yeah. Put that there. Right, so Empire. F. What else needs to change? Glow radius 0, outline 0, chromatic aberrations 0, center 32. I don't even know. I think it's like more like 150 actually. Let's go center, or no, left. Can we do center left? Center left, it's probably not high actually. Top left, and then we'll do enable. Alright, let's see if it breaks. Oh, of course, it's got to do the entire video just so I can see one frame. Look at it go. Ooh. That's not bad. Right, so now we need to get that line spacing 10. Let's try that. Oh, do you know what? This will make it interesting as well, right? So now I want to have... Actually, I've changed my mind. Wait. This is a different workflow. What's going on? I've been scammed again, guys. Look, I already moved this. You see? It's like time travel. Every now and then I get kicked back into the old past. Like, I already fixed this. This should be here like this. Ah. Do you know what just happened? Unreal, right. So this should be there. This should be going into... this should be going into there, because this is what I wanted to... It's being a complete dick. Yeah, basically I want to get rid of the batch swap for that section and just have it do it, right? But for some reason it's like rolled me back to a different workflow. What the hell's going on there? Put that in there, make that perma. Get rid of that, what's that even doing there? Put that there, and then put that there. Right, so I fixed it, but I don't know why I had to. I don't know why I had to fix that. It just suddenly, like, went back in time. There's got to be, like, another tab somewhere. This one? Yeah. God damn it. Right, so... this tab that I was looking at here... I don't even know what this is or where it came from. Kill it. Get rid of it. Confusing as hell. But this is the one. So again, let's start again, shall we? 90. hate when that happens. Okay. Probably my fault. Right. So we're down here, we're doing the thing, and I decided that I want to make this perma. So all I had to do was there and there. That's it. Doesn't need to be complicated, because it isn't. There. Now maybe I've just realised. Of course, I did all of the video text V2 stuff over the other, didn't I? Derp. Right. Put that there. Put that there. Move that over here. Just fill in a few things. So we're going to say Empire. We're going to say Empire. And then I wanted to try the line spacing, because I don't even know if that works. I've never tried it. So line spacing, and then obviously enabled. We want to do top left. No offset for now, because I don't even know if I need to move it. Turn the glow off, turn the glow off, turn the chromatic off. I want white. Okay, it's good to go. Good to go. Let's kill that. I don't need that no more. Okay, run. So now I should get Empire down the side with water flashing across. Yes, there it is. So you might want to offset the water to the right a bit, but you know, this is all just fine tuning at this point, right? Maybe I want to offset the water to just the bottom part. Oh, the line spacing didn't do anything. Ah, we found something that's not working. But what if it thinks it's not line spacing because it's technically vertical text? What if it thinks that's line spacing? Letter spacing. So let's try 10, see if we can see a difference. Okay. Yep, that worked. Perfect. Okay, so let's push the water down, take off the chromatic. So if I want that to go down, it's Y offset. And I believe it's positive. So if I put like 200 on this one, and then put 200 on this one as well, so 350, that should be enough. That should push them both down. There we go. Okay, so then I can obviously save the preview. We're gonna save this as 100 and push this version. So it's like a nice mix. Shows the new node. Save as 100. Export. Obviously there's a rotation in there as well. I could test that, but I'll probably just do that separately because yeah, the bit that I wanted works. That's sick. Like a little bit more work, I could have any character doing a spin with their name or something. You could kind of like almost make little collector cards out of this, like holograph animations for collectibles. Anyway, I know it looks really simple right now, but it always does when you start it. You want a nice base to work with, you know? So let's go to this one and run it through. So we're not going to need that. We should get something cool out the other end. Into the upscaler for a quick 2x. It can do 4x, but I find that you can't even share them on a lot of places. They were like, no, we don't want that. There she goes. And of course this is like a template, so you can put any video into this, and you can use any text with any font. See? Water, water. Okay. There's no need to re-release this because it hasn't really changed, but I do want to do a quick comparison here. So let's put that in. Oh, we don't put it in there, no? Okay, we don't do that. Alright, good to know. Alright, we're going to take this and put it in there. I'm going to take my upscale model loader and I'm going to load one of mine. Where is it? It's not there. There we go. We'll go for 75,000 and see what happens. It's going to do 4x, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You can't really get away from that. I won't do an edge enhance or anything, I'll just leave it on the defaults. Whoops. Throw that in there. What's that green bit? Meta batch. Oh yeah, yeah. And this one will be DJ-ESRGAN. No. Companion GAN. Alright, hopefully it doesn't explode. Go again. And we'll have a little bit of a comparison going on here as well. So normal output and then my GAN output. I don't know what it's going to do though, we'll see. It's pretty quick. Oh, what's it doing? Tiling, of course. How's the tiling looking? Can't see it. Oh, spandrel. Deprecation warnings about spandrel that nobody seems to care about. There's like a universal upscaling library called Spandrel. It used to be called Chainer. I remember Chainer, but I don't know anything about Spandrel, but I know that it's like in the Python libraries, so I don't know. I thought Comfy had support for Spandrel. They say it does, but we keep getting these deprecation warnings, so God knows what's going on. Such a strange movement, but it works. We're on tile 31 now. Dragon Diffusion, where are we? As I've been helping Borg Queen with Comfy Aggro in Discord. What have I missed? Have we broken anything yet? Yes! We've got plenty more to break. See, I still got a couple more things to get off my desk before I can go. So, we've talked about the Real-ESRGAN project, which will be finished tomorrow, and I'll be looking at the full results of the proper investigation. And then we'll be looking at ways to exploit them. But today we were doing text v2. There is one other thing. I'm going to see if it works. I don't know if we're going to properly have time to look at it tonight. It's the tiling nodes I've made tonight. Somebody told me that they've been missing, this feature's been missing from Flux, and I thought about trying to make a way of doing it without making Flux do it. So try to make it happen in another way. So that's what I aim to do. How many tiles are there? We're at tile 61, guys. Ah, I ran out of memory. Nightmare. Well, that's not good. Okay, so if you run out of memory, I'm actually going to increase the tile size, which kind of sounds counterintuitive, but bigger tiles is less tiles. And I think it ran out around tile 60 or something. Stop that. And just cue that with that. NVIDIA, we need more VRAM. What the hell? Yeah, I know, right? When are they going to stop being so stingy? Should we watch the VRAM fill up? Quick. Okay, 12.8, 13, 9, 13, 6, 13.34, 13.5, 13.9. We're on batch 17. We're on tile 17, tile 18. 15 gigabytes. So we're looking here and here. (16.2), 14.6, 16.4, 16.6. We're at tile 30. It won't half it because I only did. It's probably going to be 45 tiles minimum. I don't know. 17.8. Ooh, 18. Ooh. It seems to be adding things and then like, man, that is like up and down, up and down, up and down. That's crazy. 19.1 and 12. 19.3 and 10. 19.5, 19.7, we're at 46. Now I don't really know how many tiles it needs. 20.5. I might try, if this fails I might try it again with an even bigger tile size. Tile 53, 21 gigabyte. Oh, see, this is why people say, oh, you need to get a 4090. It's like, actually, your 4090 will still run out of memory. 22.4, it's going to soon. All we need is one little spike and we're done. We're toast. 23.4. Oof. Yeah. We got done. We got done, son. So I'll try it one more time at an even bigger tile size. I'm just trying to reduce the number of tiles. I'm not going to do it at 256. There's no point. Interlaced GAN. Yeah, see, this is why my fast interlaced upscaler that doesn't even use GAN ends up being better, because you could like turn it to fast mode with half. It doesn't need all that. This one still hasn't successfully completed, so ignore what you're seeing on the right. So where are we? 12. We're at 12. Yeah, let's cover that one up. We haven't got a result yet. So 12, what are we at? 11 and 17. Uh-oh. 8 and 17. This isn't gonna last. If there's too many tiles, we're gonna hit the limit very soon. 10 and 18. Tile 21. I don't even know how many tiles it needs. See, that's the trouble, isn't it? Because how many frames are there? There's 30 frames. And it's going to go up 4K. So... Oh, I think I might know a way to make it happen. Ironically, I have to shrink it first. I'd have to shrink it first. And then it won't blow up. Right, hang on. I got an idea. Put it back to 768 and put a resize node in there. No. Image size adjuster and a resize. Yeah. Resize, image resize, and then we get my image size adjuster. Can you actually do what I tell you? Thank you. Size adjuster. Right. So then we take the image that we want to load. Put it in the size adjuster. Take the the image, we put it in the resize. We hook up the width to the width and the height to the height, and the height to the height. But then we leave it on SD. Yeah, not SDXL, we leave it on SD. And then we go back into the cathode ray. Okay, so it's like a little extra step there to just shrink it down. Obviously I want to keep it on fill crop. Okay, that's about it. So we're going to end up making it half the size to start off with. Okay, this will be interesting. Is it still running? There's no way. There ain't no way. It's going to 23.3 at tile 58. Yeah, it's going to blow up. 23.3, 23.3, tile 60. Ooh. 61. 23.5. Yeah, it's dead. So yeah, it can't do it. It's just too big. Too buku, as they say in the movies. So what I'm going to do is make this slight alteration here, and this should fix all of our problems. And we've gone back to 768. Probably work on 512 now, to be fair, because basically the image is going to be a lot smaller. Could probably put this to 2. In fact, stop. I want to compare apples and apples, please. So put it on 4 there. There we go. So we're going to do 4x upscale with my fastest no GAN. And why are you over here already? There's no way he did that. Do I have to like change one thing to make it? Yeah, I do. Right. Color bleeding. Stop. It's being lame. Do it again. But this time, do this first, please. I wonder why it jumped to the other one. Yeah, it's jumped to the other one. Is it because it's higher up? I've never really questioned it. Do you know what I mean? But I think it might be like 1 pixel higher. So it's doing that first now. Right. Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, we already know about that. Right. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, does it? Oh no, it worked. Is it worse? It should be half the size. Oh yeah, it's worse. It's a lot worse. Let's have a look over this side and see how it does. Remember, I had to make it super small, so it's not going to be the best quality. Okay, so yeah, that GAN has done something funny to her hair there. Look. Ooh, that's weird. This side we're okay, because we didn't do any GANning. Doesn't mean it's good. But again, like I said, this is a hardware thing. I just wouldn't use this particular upscaler. I'm just messing around with it to see what it can do. Right. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, I'd rather do 2x and then shrink it down to SDXL size. Really? I think that's always going to look better. But you know, you might be looking for this kind of noisy aesthetic, and then it doesn't really matter too much, you know, if it's a bit pixelated. It's like, well, maybe that's what you're going for. Okay. Next, the tiling thing. Now, this is an experiment which I came up with today. Just wait for this image to come out. You should see a nice bump in quality because we didn't squish it. Okay, it's been bumping about a bit. See, that's the other thing. Look how her nose gets longer there. Boink. Ready? Boink. So you don't even notice that when it's all noisy and squashed. Can you see it on the original? Yeah, you could. She got a witch's nose in profile. Okay. All right, but the main thing I wanted to show today was the fact that we got vertical text in V2 and obviously the prompt thief technique to do flashing text. Okay, so that's nice because you can do a workflow for all these sorts of things. Sale, sale, buy, Ponky, don't buy Ponky. I just think the animations are funny. So what do we got? Quen 2.5 captioner. There is a new captioner, Eagle 2.5, I think it is. We're going to take a look at it over the weekend. I haven't had time to break it down yet. I'm probably going to crack at it tonight. But this is an example of one of the images that was in the style dataset, which we're going to take a quick look at. First things first, though. New workflow, and it's going to be tiling. Oh, do I have to refresh? Yeah, I've got to refresh the... Okay. I'll do it here. Tiling. So we got 2 nodes. Now, I just want to see what they do right now, because they're quite smart. So if I say X, X, Y, X. So if I say X, and look, it hasn't. So you go image in, and then it's going to make a mask, right? Image... Load. What the hell did I just pull up? I just pulled up the most bizarre. It's load image. So load image, in it goes, and then we're going to do mask preview. Like that. And let's just do the same thing. Oh, it's got a preview node already. Isn't that cool? Let's see if it actually works. Okay, so DJZ tiling. Error? I thought it said allocation missing there. I was like, what? Oh. Okay, it made one of them. It made the other one. Oh, look at that. Okay, what the heck? So that's just a pass-through. Why? It hasn't done anything. Okay, it's fine. It's not supposed to do anything. It's supposed to make a mask that's spherical for tiling operation. So if I say X, do we get an X shape? No, it's still... Oh, yeah. Look, okay. See, this needs a bit of tweaking because it's all done with code. There's no actual image. Well, it might be saving an image somewhere, but to my knowledge, there's no... You know what I mean? It just made it with numbers. Now you're thinking, what the hell is this, Johnson? Well, if you use this one, it might need to be the other way round. I think it might need inverting, but this would tile from left to right because it's going to generate the edges to match. Well, that's the idea. That's the idea. The idea is to offset and in-paint. So the middle of the image gets put to the edge of the image with offset, and then you in-paint it. And the idea is that it makes it seamless. So you I think it's in-paint the middle and then offset it so it overlaps the edges. And so you use this with in-paint differential diffusion. Same thing with this. This one will give X and Y if it's done right. I don't know why it's got bloody scan lines, but the idea is that, the corners will get in-painted with the center. So you take the center and you offset it and then in-paint. I can't remember the exact thing, but I'm sure it's something like that. You generate the corners using the information from the middle, but it's offset, and then it will always wrap XY. But it looks like these are actually getting generated on the fly, which is kind of cool. Like I said, the V2 mode has an invert, radius %, the preview mask. Okay, you turn that on. I didn't notice that. Feathering curve, we have different options, and we can also invert the mask, so let's try that out. Now, I'm not trying to tile this, okay? Oh, what? What? Okay. What? How is that inverted? What? That's just a different mask. Isn't it? Am I mental? I think that's a bug, guys. It looks like it's doing completely the wrong thing. Let's put it back to XY and see what it makes of that. It should be just inverted. It shouldn't be like a different letter, a different axis even. Okay, spot. We should get white spot. What? Okay, well, I think it's showing us how it's going to apply to those dimensions. Maybe I used a preview node before, I'm not sure. But yeah, so this actually is working, well, for this part of it. The next part of it is using this mask, or these images. What we've done is we've generated a mask that we can use with in-painting and differential diffusion. And the idea is to use this in a text-to-image process to make seamless, infinitely generating grids of patterns, images, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so that would be that one. So let me see, that's another thing checked off my list for the day. Have we got anything else on here? New nodes, DJZ nodes, rotate vertical text. Yeah, we covered all that stuff. I'm just trying to think, what else have I forgotten tonight? We wrote the book. We finished the book. The tiling thing. We've looked at that. The Q&A format. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We did all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, the DJZ nodes is done. So I guess push those. So let's just wrap up. So we're going to have to do an upload here. I'm going to need to get into those nodes. Do you know what? It's just so much quicker. So much quicker to just here, show me the thing. I'm starting to think I might just like kill the folder every time I use it now. Just end up hoarding tabs of folders you're never going to use again. Right. I don't think that changed. Nope. Video text, border composite, yeah, it's these. Alright. Excuse me. There we go. We're in a bit of a node adjustment spree, so I'm not going to push the Comfy Manager version. Just do it manually with a git pull. Because the thing is, I can see I'm going to be updating a whole bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of loose ends I want to tie up on the DJZ nodes before I push another version. So new workflows. We've got to wrap that up. Yeah, this works great, by the way. Really happy with it. Workflows. Right, so we got some workflows to drop. So let's see. Text Engine V90. Yes. Text Engine V90. Where is it? Here we go. Text Engine. Upload. Boom. Okay. So this is depth prompt. Okay, that's cool because I need to try out some things. I need to get Sharona. Sharona. There's Sharona. Oh, crap. Sharona. Sharona is a spin-off model. So we got depth, and we're going to be taking the input images. So this isn't strictly, do you know what, to make it fair, I'm going to turn the depth off. And yeah, and then it's using an empty latent, so it's not injecting the image. We're just going to see what the model actually can make first. I think that's fair. Run on change, just run. Go, 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 go. So this will be a style test. This is the example of the ground truth for this particular prompt. There is a zebra, there is a Sharona. Yeah, I know it looks like 90s clubbing gear, but I'm hoping it'll get more, you know, I'm hoping it'll get better. Bottom line. Right there. That would be coffee time, guys. I ain't going nowhere. Well, I am, but I am not. Kind of like a duality thing with yeah. I'm not going anywhere, guys. And then I leave the room. Thing is, I've been heating the office for free because I've been training that GAN model. So the 4090 has literally been heating the office up for like 2 days. But I turned it off 3 hours ago, so the heat's gone. I'll have to turn the heating back on. Coffee time, coffee time. There we go, she's online. Mr. Coffee. Whoa. Ow, ow. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. So what's it? Oh my goodness me. What is it doing? Okay. Okay. Unexpected. That's not what I asked for. Hang on a minute. Are we on fixed? Yeah, let's go for the next prompt, please. That one wasn't too bad, but where's the art style, you know? It's way photorealistic. Way too photorealistic. What's the prompt say? Video, that's not good. Video animated, watercolor, so it's just not listening at all. Strange. illustration of 0.8. What? Hang on, we got some weird stuff going on. We want 1 for start. Start again. Okay. It's like, I think we need to get, I mean, that doesn't look completely, it's a bit crap, but it's not like, it ain't that. No way, Jose. It's not. So, what the hell is going on here, guys? I think maybe the captions are scuffed. It's got to be this whole training run is bad. Let me see this. Do you think it's not doing... I mean, is it photo? I don't think it is. My God, man. What the hell is this? Stop. Next. You're going to wish you did use the depth model. That was not trained. I deleted it. Somebody, what? Fernicar, shouldn't you have a script for word count instead of Google Docs? Well, word count is like, you know, it's a basic feature of like any word processor. So I just use Google Docs. Word will do. You know, you paste it in and it gives you the number. So I never really tried to count words with a script before, but I'm sure you could do it with a script like that. Ooh, okay, that one's not bad. But bloody headphones. Am I sure I'm not putting the image in here? I mean, that's good. That's actually a good one. Because that actually has the art style I'm trying to train here. Because it's like consistent with a lot of the other stuff I've done. And it's kind of semi-realistic, but it's not. If you look at it, it is drawn. I'll let that one cook. Ah, here we go. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's still too photorealistic, but you know, who am I to try and define what it is? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I bet there probably is a word count thingamajiggy-dooby. See, I'm going to start turning the depth on now because... yeah. Depth time. Where did she get this depth from? Hey, did you know that my most popular model on Civet is actually pole dancing open pose skeletons? Fun fact. I didn't actually ask for that, so what's it saying? Holding onto a pole. The swimmer is holding onto a pole with both hands, extending arms. She's supposed to be swimming underwater right now, guys. That's what this is. She's swimming underwater. It's funny. It's kind of gone a bit photographic again, hasn't it? Yes. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a prompt swap. Yes. Prompt swap. And I'll say video to digital art. Digital artwork. There. Save it. Ah, it's loading up the depth. Got it. Sword dancers are in decline, says Fernicar in response to Dragon, saying, I need to update selection of pole dancing poses, so good call, didn't know you had a pack of them. Yeah, look at it. If you go onto my channel, group, page, thing, go onto my profile on Civ AI, you'll notice one of two things. Number one, when you go to models, all of my models are missing. Wait for it. Or should I say, all the workflows are gone. Look. These are only Laura's now. Now, I don't know if it's just me and I'm balked, like my cache is balked, but if you see that none of my workflow packs are showing up, well, there's one. It's like totally inconsistent. I don't understand. These aren't my latest Laura's. If you look at the overview, it shows the showcase and there's loads of them. But anyway, like I was saying, here's my number one, numero uno, with 18,000 downloads. Mystery Lady V7 Exotic Pose Helper with 837 poses. This was made like as a bit of a joke. I joked that if I had adult content on Civet, which was a skeleton, it would still be my most popular resource. Even if it was just, you know, poses of women that are dancing. It's just a skeleton. There's nothing rated R there, but as you can see, I was right. So it's like, you know, you want to, yeah, anyway. That's my only, you know, R-rated resource, you could say. Like I said, a bit of a joke, really. Okay. So where are we? We've done that. That's already out. We've done that. We've explained that. We did that yesterday. Real-ESRGAN compare. So, okay, so we're going to have to push R. And then we're going to do 75,000. And I've actually got a better compare now, but this is quite neat, so we'll use this one first. There she is, one of my inputs from Midjourney. So the first thing it does is it squishes it down to whatever resolution is a safe resolution for, you know, image generation and stuff. And then what we did was we did the standard 4x. There it is, it's already done. Which actually looks pretty good. That's good. That is good. But what does it look like with the normal one? Comparable. You might say the face is a little bit better over here. I don't know. And then the thing, that one. So looking at it, it looks like most of the changes are in the cracks and stuff, which is fun. Isn't that weird? So it's left the person pretty much alone. Pretty much left him alone. And oh, okay. Right, so it's a little bit hard to tell. And so what I did was I made another workflow. Where is it? Text engine, Sharona. Okay. Obviously, I haven't downloaded it yet. Then I guess. Lies, it's right there. Okay, so this version is doing the exact same thing, only it'll take some crops, so we can actually look at things and. Hold up. Okay. I need to give it an image. So let's give it that one. Yeah, it's fine. That is a photo, but it's been compressed a lot, so it's not like a high quality image. Yeah. What's it doing? Something somewhere else? Oh, right, we were generating this image with the depth model. Okay, that's a little bit better. We can work on this. It is essentially the same image. but it is a bit different. How's the upscale look? Oh yeah, okay, that's actually more detailed. I like that. Oh, you got some weird stuff going on now. Alright, well, keep it moving. No. Where were we? Here we are. Aha! Right, so what is that? Is that her butt? It automatically cropped to the cheeks, I guess, okay. So that would be my model versus the standard image. So that's what my ESRGAN model is doing right now. So you can see all of the artifacts in the compression there on the clothing material. Yeah, there's a little bit of a what is it called, anti-aliasing issue there. But you got to remember that what we've done for this comparison is we've squashed the upscale down to the same size as the original, so we can do a 1-to-1 crop compare. Yeah, so this one is actually squashed. Okay, it says here squashed. So we upscale the image and then we squash it down so we can do 1-to-1 crop to see what the restoration actually was, and it was good. Restoration was good. And then we also do a 1-to-1 crop with, what the heck is that? I don't know. But yeah, again, as you can see, if you look at the difference between the right and the left is my ESRGAN fine-tuned, the right is what the original data was that was given to the model. So you can see there, that is a clean edge. That is a very clean edge. And then down here what we have is we have what would have happened if you used the non-fine-tune. So this is the normal output that you get from our ESRGAN. So remember, if you come back to mine, it's actually way less pixelated. Way less pixelated. Like, it's actually a huge difference. And then looking at this one, I mean, this is actually pretty good, I can't lie. Mine is still sharper, and I know it is because I've done difference comparisons. So as you can see, the difference, the white, the more, the higher, the more bright, well, the stronger the color, the stronger the difference in the pixels. So as you can see, my edge is sharper. And then if you look at the butt, these are the differences that were made. There's actually a lot there that's changed. You can see the colors have been enhanced, the edges have been enhanced. It's really actually done a lot, and this is only at 75,000 of 100,000, so it's going to do more. Let's see if we can find an image that isn't like quite so find one with a little bit more detail in it, like this. This has got a bit more detail everywhere, you know, there's no like blank spot. Let's throw this guy through and see what it does. And like I said, I will be releasing my my upscale model. It's going to go up. I'm just still training it, guys. I don't see the point in releasing an early if it can be better from just a couple more hours training. I'll just wait and release that one. Because it's like, you know, it's not like there's no function to it, is there? It's just under train. And also, I just want to make sure I don't overtrain it. So there you go. It's finished all the upscales. Like I said, this one does such a great job. Look how cool that is. It's so sharp, dude. And this is like near end game quality in terms of the process. Obviously, there's a lot more you can do to it. Ah, nice. I'm going to do some codpiece inspection. So remember, this one is squashed back down, so it's the worst it's going to be, like, in terms of the jagged edges. But the default is way worse. So again, here we go. Look, you can really see. Look at this. This is what I always talk about. The foil. It looks like foil. Everything looks foil wrapped in different types of paper and foil, if you see what I mean. And look, see, here's the hand. Not great fingers. And then there it is, trying to enhance it. Kind of ends up looking a little bit like a skull or something. But you can see the difference. That's what it was. That's what was given to the upscaler. Okay, that. And now it's turned it into that. Now, this isn't my fine-tune. This is the base. the base to base. So if we take a look at the fine tune, yeah, look, way less foily, a lot more natural noisy. Yeah, it looks like a photograph, like a, what's it called, because it was trained on camera, right? Trained on 4K HDR broadcast quality camera photography from expensive DSLR with a nice lens. So this, it doesn't have any of that. Can you see? Well, there's a little bit of mottling, okay, but for the most part, when you look at this, it actually looks like paintings, like paint strokes, a little bit, okay, and bits of wood, okay. Look at mine, it's blurrier and it's noisier. There's a bit of chromatic in there. So it's interesting. See, look, that's what it looked like. This side, this side. Now, I'm not going to say that mine is like the best, because that's not objectively true. But subjectively, it's different. It provides a different upscaling look. It doesn't make it like, you know, it doesn't make it like this, where everything looks like a canvas paint. Do you know what I mean? I can see paint strokes everywhere on this. It's supposed to be clothing. So I prefer noisy, looks like felt. Okay. Next, I will a little bit, the lines being gone is a bit of a worry though. See those lines? And that was one thing it was good at. It picked out these lines, but it almost picked them out too much, if you see what I mean. Again, going back to this one, horribly crushed, yeah? But you can see it's sharper. If I go and take a look at this one, which is my version, yeah, you see what I mean? It doesn't look as bad. It's sharper, but it's not too sharp. It's enhanced it, but it hasn't turned everything into a canvas painting, right? So like I said, if I get more advantage out of training it for longer, that's the one that comes out. If it turns out that an earlier epoch was better, because I'll test them all, then obviously I'll be telling you don't need to train that far when you only have a few images. So again, you can see here the difference, everything I've been pointing to. And again, in the super close-up, that's the difference. So yeah, what is interesting is the idea of actually reinforcing. So right now we're using a landscape photography upscale model, right? That's what it was trained on. And like I said, if we just zoom in on this one here, that's how it's coming out. I like it. Obviously what I'm going to have to do is make different data sets to see what the impact of training different image, fine-tuning different images into their custom, because I want to know if we can reinforce looks. So we have our custom LoRa, you know, maybe we're loading it with a custom checkpoint, right? Can we get an upscaler model to go with that? Because it's quicker than using my tiling upscale is great, but it's not the quickest. You could be, this is quicker. Okay, this is quicker, and then you can just go straight to 4K. I mean, you can always just use the tiling with this, but it's sort of like, I'm just investigating ways to make the pipeline better. So this one was done with tiling. Sometimes there's like artifacts, but I don't see any. So I mean, the upscale V2 is pretty good. Okay, so these Real-ESRGAN evaluation stuffs, I do want to release these, but they don't have any names or any information on them yet, so they're still like development mode, these two. But the idea is like, you know, seeing what the output looks like and, yeah, evaluate the ESRGAN model that you're training, right? You could also use it to compare two ESRGANs as well, you know. For example, if I wanted to take the foolhardy Remicry, which is a famous fine tune everyone loves, and compare that to the base, which is what it was trained on. If I run that image, we'll be able to see the difference between the two images just there. I wonder if we can't just grab another image real quick and just run it through. Go with that one. Run that through. Oh, is it still doing stuff over here, is it? Oh yeah, I got it on instant mode. Okay, so these are coming out okay, actually. I underestimated the result before I'd even got it. I was like, oh no, everything's coming out in photographic, but it is actually coming out okay. That's good. That's good. You know, is it perfect? No. Does it need to be? No. Oh, we got turnarounds. We could do a 3D model, turn her into a collectible. Although there's a slight problem though. Did you notice that this was exactly the same front and back? What the hell? It's because of the depth, isn't it? It's taking the depth from the image. Are we doing other things now? Yeah, we are. We're over here again. Okay, cool. So that's going to be the same. This is the one that's going to change. Quit. Ah, I missed it. Getting some tiling as well by the looks of it. Look, I can see some wet paint rollers. Maybe it's the image. Seeing them wet paint rollers here too. Yeah, they're already in there. So this was upscaled with my tiling upscaler. You can see the stripes. It doesn't even matter if you don't. Now we're looking over here. Still got them stripes, but they're kind of blending out though, and it's making an effect. You know, the stripes are there, but they're not always there. They're not always on everything. It's interesting. Kind of makes it look a bit more like a grass texture in a way. Okay. Look at all that. Wow, that is a big old... Wow. That's actually a lot. See, the thing is, I'm used to seeing, like, very little difference. And look at all that. Look at all that. It's done so much work here. That's insane. Even the guys that are, like, really far away and, like, completely out of scale... They're going to get like in-painted away because they break the scale of the image, but it's done a lot. It has done a lot. And that is actually, this image here is actually comparing the Remicry with the base. This isn't my model, this is Remicry, foolhardy Remicry. You can see, you know, if you didn't see anything, right? If this was a black screen, it didn't do any, you know, it's no different. You see what I mean? It's no different. We're comparing the difference between the original ESRGAN base and the foolhardy Remicry fine tune. So, like, you know, we could put in different ones. Like, you could use ultra sharp, which is a famous one from 2022. It was a bit slow, if I remember. Oh, we've got to wait for this to finish because we're still doing concept art over here, but. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice. I prefer this vibe. It's a bit less harsh. Like, this is almost too photographic. It's too contrasty, which is, it's nice, yeah, but it's like, that is obviously like stock asset type, you know, whereas this looks a bit more like drawings. I don't know. Yeah, see, even with the upscale, I prefer this look. It's like hazy, I guess. Oh, we're over on the other way. We're on the what's going on? It's thinking about something. Oh, okay. So it obviously did the stuff I wanted, and then it's gone back. Okay, fine. Yeah. So essentially, I've allowed it to just run through its original images with the original prompts, but using depth and text to image. It's a neat little trick. And then what I'll do is I'll curate, you know, I'll curate the best images into a newer model. Ooh, that's a bit... Oh, no, it's fine. It still looks drawn. See, this is cool, but it's too digital. If you look closely, it's far too digital. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but the washed out colors and the lack of edging on everything, I think, is more natural. I don't know. This sort of seemed a bit fake, like clip art sometimes. Like, it was like everything has super black edges everywhere, which is kind of cool. But sometimes it's like, that's why I'm getting a line here, because it's deciding to try and edge a thing that it thinks should be edged. I'm not going to say I can't get rid of it, but maybe it's a scar. Yeah, that's better. The edging isn't like a hard line. It kind of comes in and out when there is something there. That's what I want. I know it's like a subtlety, but you can ask for this stuff, so... I don't know why she's got a samurai sword. We might have to do some in-painting. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get the character right. But that was the idea. A project that can just evolve. Another from scratch demo. Yeah, so that's nice. Hopefully we can do something with that. Didn't need to caption it in the end. That was a workflow I didn't do anything with. Here's the in-painting for when we get to that point. It's all happening, guys. Oh! This one's going to be a hard one to figure out, because there's a bit of a zebra in the bottom there. Digital artwork, yeah, digital artwork. If you say video, it's a bit like saying photo. So I forgot to swap it. That's why it was making super futuristic stuff. So in your future Bronze Age, the Age of Bronze, they mastered stainless steel and folding steel to make samurai swords. Yeah, but they should be like super rare and not given up, because in this society, everything collapsed. There was a collapse and a forgetting. So now there are extremely few humans, and, you know, humans aren't the dominant species anymore, basically, because we're so low in numbers. It was an infertility crisis. Human race gets wiped out in 100 years. Crazy, right? Just like that. 10,000 years later, the world's recovered. There are still humans, but they're kind of like just hunters. They like barely manage to keep the population going. It's like the minimum. I don't know what, there is, someone's done the science on this. There is a minimum number for what you need to sustain humanity, and I would say that it's close to that. And it isn't a lot. Let's see, can we look it up? Let's look it up now. This will be a fun little detour for the end of the show. So, how many humans are required to sustain the species through reproduction? Your dog's a prepper. He's dug a bunker in the back garden. You'll be alright then. So here we go, check it out. We need 500 to 5,000 individuals. Okay? So, if we were to assume that the total population of the world was 20,000. Let's say it's double that. It was 20,000, okay? And we scale the global population distribution scale global population distribution down to this level, what would be the average number of humans in Europe? Yeah, just say that. In Europe? Average number of humans in Europe? No, I would say average density. I'm not going to say average then. I'll just say what would be the number of humans in Europe. You'll probably say, I can't do that. Come on, figure it out. Figure it out. Europe's population is 750 million people. If I was to say the world population is 20,000, then it's only there's only 2,000 people in the whole of Europe. Which means you've got to migrate. You've got to, because think about it, it's less than the number that you need to sustain the population, right? You need 500 to 5,000, right? And so if there's only 2,000 people in the whole of Europe, you're going to be migrating to the Booty Festival. And this is what it was like in ancient times. You know, I think the Vikings used to do it. They'd all go down to some town and they'd all get drunk and smash, for lack of a better word, right? And it was genetic diversity, you know, like they knew if you only had 20 guys in a port, shit, it gets funky. I mean, like, so anyway, 1800, man. Okay, now do the USA. So how many people? 335 million. If we scale this down, there's only 840 people in the entire USA. So a lot of schools have around 1,000 to 1,500 students. So you're talking like half so the population of the USA is half. This is like crazy depopulation. Like even when the pioneers first got to America, there was more than 850 Indians before they got off the boat. You know what I mean? Before the invaders and the colonizers got off the boat, there was more than 1,000 Indians in the entire USA. So it's like, this is an extreme depopulation scenario, right? And it's 10,000 years later too. So you can kind of just, it's already happened, you know? Isn't that crazy? Okay, now do China. China number one. Come on. 1.4 billion. They would have 3,500 people. Do you know what? When you put it like that, what, they only have triple America? Is that it? I thought that they had I thought they had 10 times what America had in terms of people, you know what I mean? But actually it's only like three and a bit more. I mean, I know I'm saying only, but what about India? 3,500. Ooh, that's the same. Ooh. Very similar to China. Okay, so there's your thought experiment anyway. So the idea is if there's only about 20,000 people worldwide, they'd have to, like, you know, meet up for the summer. It'd be like spring break, but like less beer and more hunting things. Wait, is that the same image? No, one of them is a bit more anime than the other. So yeah, choices will have to be made. Do we want anime or no? And where did she get the goggles? That's not canon. Covered that. I'm just making sure. I think... Yeah, do you know what, guys? I think we've reached the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. And we'll be back tomorrow.